Tonight on Evening.
Oh my God, like I found it.
The search is on for hidden treasures in Gig Harbor. Meet the unsung hero helping the Seattle Kraken tell its story.
Superpower, he controls the room.
And we're digging into the evening archives for a classic Daredevil.
I dare Dever to lick the gum wall.
Welcome to the show from Harbor History Museum in Gig Harbor. I'm St. Brian, and we are here because this entire city is enthralled by a search for hidden treasures that all have something to do with this ship.
Madeline Minkema has never considered herself to be lucky.
Absolutely not. I am not lucky.
But on a recent Saturday, near the Gig Harbor Boat Shop, luck appeared in the shape of a light blue bulb.
I'm thinking like I'm short-circuiting because I can't believe it, and then it kind of registers, oh my God, like I found it. I can't believe that like I found it.
What Madeline found and gets to keep is one of a dozen glass floats hidden around Gig Harbor by the Harbor History Museum to commemorate the Shenandoah, a 100-year-old fishing vessel under restoration inside the soon-to-be-opened Maritime Gallery.
Well, the Shenandoah is a special boat because she was built in Gig Harbor by a crew of Croatian shipwrights for a Croatian family. And Skansi boats, she was built at Skansi shipyard here. These boats are basically diminishing, or they're disappearing very quickly because they're wooden boats, and wooden boats don't last forever.
For 20 years, the museum has been restoring the Shenandoah, until recently, out in the elements.
There were insects, birds, weather, just beating this boat up. And
now it is the centerpiece of a new indoor gallery. And to mark the occasion, the museum teamed up with Hilltop Heritage Middle School to make floats that replicate the Shenandoah's distinctive blue color.
each fishing boat has its own color scheme, right? And a lot of that's to be able to recognize them out on the water. But Shenandoah has always had this kind of distinctive light blue.
The Shenandoah you'll always be able to find at the museum. The floats, hidden in places related to the fishing vessel's history, might require some research and good timing. That's how Jamie Flick found hers moments after the museum posted a clue on social media.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the right area. I just have to keep looking. And I came around the corner and I'm like, I think I see something in a bush. And sure enough, there it was. I don't even remember. I almost blacked out. I was so excited.
The harbor hunt is on. Who will be the next to find a Shenandoah float?
The Harbor History Museum officially opens its Maritime Gallery to the public with a big to-do on April 26, and there are still 5 more of these glass floats to find. The museum posts clues on their Instagram and Facebook pages, and we've got a link to both on our website, king5evening.com. Well, you know, the fishing community is a superstitious bunch. No leaving on Fridays, no umbrellas, no black suitcases, no bananas, and no women on board.
That is until the 1970s, when a number of female pioneers, among them Nancy Jerkovich, took their place aboard commercial fishing vessels based in Gig Harbor.
My dad didn't think I could do it. I flew up there and we had a big season and we did really well, so I told my dad I guess I wasn't so bad luck after all.
Here at Harbor History Museum, there's an exhibition celebrating the women who worked long hours, hauling in nets, loading fish into holds, and serving on watch, just like their male counterparts.
You had no such summers.
Nancy worked 10 seasons in Alaska with her dad and cousins aboard a 58-foot boat.
The bad days were the days where jellyfish was up to your knees and you couldn't hardly stand it. No matter how you covered up, it got to your face or whatever. Those are the days you say, I'm never doing this again. And then when you come back in September and you get your paycheck, you think, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Today, about 10% of fishermen are actually women. It's an exclusive all-boys club no longer. All right, it is time to meet the friendliest face in the NHL. He's a 16-year veteran who may not be an enforcer on the ice, but he sure knows how to deliver a message. Here's Jim with tonight's Seattle Kraken Unsung Hero.
You've never seen him on the ice, but he's an impact player for the Seattle Kraken.
Here we go. Let's see. Here we go.
Enough of a teammate to get teased.
Camera following you around.
I know it's. Ignore it.
Come on.
Practice is that way.
Showtime. Oh.
Showtime. I'm just giving him a hard time because normally it's camera in our face, like right now, and now it's in his face, so it's roles reversed. I love it.
Kyle Shahara is Director of Communications for the Seattle Kraken.
We'll do Dan in the cubby, and then I'll bring Newman out there afterwards.
His job? Running interference between players, coaches, and the media. Something he was born to do.
I've been playing hockey since I was probably 6 or 7 years old. This is my 16th year in the NHL now.
Win or lose, Kyle always does this job with a smile.
There are times when it's a 24/7 job. You know, I've had times where the team's made a trade at 11 o'clock at night, and I have to be available for that. Yeah, there are times I'm laying in bed, and then my phone will go off, and I look and I go, oh, I guess it's back to work. Autograph session will be out.
The entire Kraken team is his extended family.
I love being around the guys. Every season, you develop these close bonds and relationships with the guys in that room, and you're along the ride. You through the ups and downs, you're really there every step of the way.
Superpower, he controls the room. He controls media, he controls us in a very polite way. Guys, you know, respect that for sure.
Kyle is an everydayer and, you know, a little bit behind the scenes, but in terms of helping me out, guiding me, talking through the ins and outs and the relationship with the media. When you see me talking, it's Kyle's talking.
The unsung hero helping his team tell its story.
Yes, he is. He is a hero.
Couldn't imagine doing any other job.
Now it's been 16 years. There's never been a day that I regretted being in this profession. I absolutely love it. It's long hours, it's a commitment, and it's a grind, and it's not always fun times, but it's just a love of the game that keeps bringing me back year after year. I love this game so much, and I think that really shows in my work, the passion that I have for this game, and I think just being a friendly face always helps too.
All right, thank you, Jim. You can watch the Seattle Kraken take on the Calgary Flames tomorrow night on Kong TV.
Still to come on Evening, the local birder getting national attention on the Today Show. But first, celebrate 20 years with Seattle's Can Cabaret Theater.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
I want to check that out.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Welcome aboard the Shenandoah, a 100-year-old fishing village at the Harbor History Museum in Gig Harbor. Seattle's Can Culinary Cabaret is celebrating its 20th anniversary with a brand new show.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling?
Step right up to the Carnival of Curiosities. This performance is a nod to Can's early days when they first opened in 2005, as well as a look forward to its future. The one-of-a-kind experience features unforgettable choreography, dazzling costumes, and original music.
It's a giant spectacle. Think of your favorite circus, carnival, mix that with a little bit of pop art and sort of amplified ideas of what circuses bring, mixed with the whole Can special sauce and comedy.
Carnival of Curiosities runs through June 8th at the Can Theater in Pike Place Market. Well, we are kind of sadly counting down to Jim Devers' final day on our show after 34 years by remembering some of our favorite moments, including that time he licked the gum wall.
No one knows exactly how it started, but it grew like a bacterial infection.
Is this one of the places you wanted to visit when you came to Seattle?
No.
Post Alley's gum wall has been named one of the filthiest tourist sites on Earth.
That's pretty nasty.
which makes this dare the deadliest I have ever faced.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
John Long of SeaTac dreamed up this challenge with a little help from his wife.
She just blurted it out. Lick the gum wall.
That's right, lick the gum wall. So I've come here today to do just that.
Here's a good spot.
At least I know where that one came from.
It's just me
I'm glad I could help.
and my team.
Oh, yes, we can completely handle this.
Serve Pro of Renton, South and West Seattle specializes in tough cleanup jobs. The kind of stuff I don't even want to talk about here.
Being in the biohazard business, do you suppose this wall has some biohazards
Oh,
on it?
for sure, yeah.
What if somebody licked the wall?
I'll be disgusted.
The highly trained crew gets to work.
Yes, full biohazard suits.
Like somewhere in here, I would think.
They sterilize a portion of the wall.
Do a good job, please.
Using something called
It's called sporocidin.
Yeah, that.
Honestly, I've never had to direct a crew to do something like this before. So what kind of biohazards might be lurking in this wall?
I don't really want to think about it. I'm not really sure.
Ready?
God.
Another daunting task accomplished.
Yeah!
Another dare accepted.
This is not something I should be proud of.
And that is hardly the most disgusting thing Jim has done on the show. We'll look back on more of his antics as we approach his final day at the very end of the month. All right, let's head now to Edmonds, where there's a unique 2-for-1 spot specializing in the flavors of Italy.
You can effortlessly transition from day to night inside one space in Edmonds.
I feel like we're kind of a surprise or like a hidden gem in the neighborhood because it does transform every day.
Up front, it's a coffee bar.
Yeah, it's called Il Viale, and we serve Italian-style espresso drinks.
Customers can enjoy sweet and savory snacks and authentic Italian coffee drinks.
The big thing is we use a lever machine, so the old school way of pulling espresso. Our menu tends to be Italian themed or inspired.
That includes the Shakerado, an Italian iced coffee classic. At night, they're shaking of a different sort.
This is Bar Americano. This is Italian-inspired bar.
Amaro is the signature spirit here, and Fernet is available on tap. There's also a meaningful daily in honor of the owner's late mother, Violet.
If you're seated at the bar at 5:30, you get a complimentary half shot of Fernet and raise it up to Violet. We call it Violet Hour.
While the ambiance is decidedly European, speaking Italian is not required.
No, it would help you read some of the signs, but no.
But you are encouraged to just sit and talk, whatever the hour.
I love connecting with people, but I also love connecting people.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Have a great day.
Il Viale operates from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then it switches over to Bar Americano. Both are open daily.
Coming up, the Tacoma author with a new take on the birds and the bees.
So Matt, we're here in Central Park. There are more than 200 different types of birds here. What are these birds here that we see?
I think that might be an eastern goldfinch. It's the state bird of New Jersey, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
So these guys are out of town.
Yeah.
Hey, we know that guy. Tacoma's Matt Crocked on the Today Show with Al Roker just last week. Matt has literally written field guides to both the birds and the bees, but they're probably not what you would expect.
Bees are fantastic. They're really fascinating.
At the Dahlia Trial Garden in Tacoma's Point Defiance Park, most people come for the colors. Matt Crocked is here for the bees.
They're
fuzzy and cute, and they sort of move in slow motion, and they are super chill.
After spending a good part of the pandemic sketching, painting, and researching these buzzworthy sorcerers of the insect world, Matt has published OMFG Bees, a guidebook to all things bees.
It's kind of a loving look at bees.
Which might come as a surprise to those familiar with Matt's other best-selling field guides, to dumb birds.
Let's face it, birds are dumb and they never shut up.
Though Matt doesn't really hate birds,
I actually love birds.
He wrote and illustrated the guides like a cursing crank.
There's a lot of foul language, if you'll forgive the pun.
Trying to convince the world that birds, like the Canada goose, suck.
Thanks a lot, Canada. These are often considered a pest species. Basically, everything about these geese just makes you want to choke them.
For decades, Matt had a corporate job. Then in 2018, he became a professional bird hater.
The dullard. If someone is feeding bread to a bunch of ducks at a park, chances are this bread hog is in the scuffle, shoving other ducks out of the way to get it. It has a striking bottle green head and could be a very pretty bird if it just lost some weight. All of that bread, though. I was concerned initially that I would be hated by ornithologists, but actually they find a lot of humor in it. And so the only hate mail I get is about the cursing. Crows. Caw, 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 caw. That's pretty much it with these jerks.
In a way, Matt was punching up with birds. With bees, during a pandemic, the cranky character just no longer fit.
I wanted to do something that felt more positive. I also didn't want to beat up on bees because they're struggling right now. All the pollinators are. I think we can all agree that these chunky little fuzzballs are freaking adorable.
Seems like a pretty good life, visiting gardens, knocking out bestsellers. Matt has no complaints.
Life is good. The birds and the bees have been good to me.
Matt's third field guide to dumb birds, The Worst Birds Ever, is now out. You can find it online and at your local bookstore.
Why people are driving more than 100 miles for these Port Orchard donuts when evening returns.
So yummy.
Now in our 39th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Thanks to support from PEMCO Insurance. PEMCO empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at PEMCO.com.
A happy tip of the hat as we welcome you back to the show. What would the world be like without donuts? Well, for far too many people with allergies and other health issues, it's a lot less sweet. But a Port Orchard business found a workaround.
Welcome to Dude's Donuts.
Every visit to a donut shop is a special treat, but that's especially true here for Mei Ling's 2-year-old sister, because Dude's Donuts are the only donuts Kyoko Winnery can eat.
Kyoko has a rare syndrome called F-Pies, and she can't have egg. It's similar to an egg allergy, but more severe. If she ever has any exposure, she'll end up in the hospital.
Not a single egg has ever entered the kitchen where donuts are made. It is a 100% dedicated gluten-free facility. The recipes all involve plant-based ingredients.
There's no dairy, there's no eggs. So the traditional way of making donuts, we don't make them that way.
Entrepreneur Matt Grady bought Dude's Donuts just a few years after acquiring one of the original local coffee companies, Bainbridge Island's Pegasus Coffee, in 2019. There, he often sold out of Dude's Donuts. So when the original Donut Dude wanted to leave the state, Matt saw another opportunity for growth.
So in the last 2 years, we've actually grown our distribution from 8 customers to 52. So we have probably 10 or 12 customers now in Seattle and growing. We've had some folks tell us that this is the only donuts they can eat for 100 miles around, and they're willing to drive a long way to get them.
So what does a plant-based, 100% gluten-free donut taste like? More substantial maybe than the donuts you're used to, but just as delicious.
They may be good for you, but that doesn't mean they can't be fun.
Almost any holiday, we find that people are coming in and buying dozens or 6-packs, and so we help celebrate with them by doing festive flavors and colors.
Variety, another reason Kyoko's family keeps coming back.
So yummy. It's not just here's the one option that you can have. It's anything you want, you can choose here, and she can eat it.
They taste so good, you might even want to, well...
Okay. Donuts for everyone. That's what we're here to do.
Dude's Donuts is located on Bay Street in Port Orchard. They're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to about mid-afternoon. Well, that is going to do it for us from Harbor History Museum in Gig Harbor. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.